So how exactly does the market move? Now, before I talk about that, there are two things I would like to share. Now, the window that you see right now on your screen, this chart is where we basically analyze the chart itself, or the instrument, I would say. And this site is actually called tradingview.com. There's an application available as well on your phones, and you can always drop down to their website as well from your iPad or your computer, and you can use it, and it's completely free. Okay, but yeah, of course there's subscriptions as well. If you want to upgrade by any chance, you can also look into that. Now, this is where we actually basically analyze the instruments, whatever we are trading, and it's quite user friendly. Now, if you look to the left, all you see is the tools that you would need in order to highlight the key levels or the key points, or basically write some things down in order to see where would you like to execute the trades, and just generally monitor. Okay, now apart from this, what you need is MetaTrader. Now, MetaTrader is where you will be executing the trades. Okay, now there's an application again for that on your computer as well, and on your phone as well. Now, to learn more about MetaTrader, you can always head over to YouTube and type in MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 guide, and you will basically get a bunch of videos that you can look into it. It's quite easy to use, it's not that difficult. Now, like I said, there are two. There's MetaTrader 4 and there's a MetaTrader 5. It always comes down to your broker, what they offer. Now, if you're going for the prop firm, we mostly are going for MetaTrader 5. Now, the big difference between that is very simple. MetaTrader 4 doesn't really have stocks on it. MetaTrader 5 does have stocks on it. So, stock market. So, that's MetaTrader. Now, these are the two key applications that you will need in order to get into trading. Okay, so I won't make a video on these two because I believe you can learn these freely online, and you can always head over to the sites and just experiment with it, have fun with it, and by no time you will be a master of it. Okay, so now, how does the market move? Now, if you generally just look at the market itself, and if I ask you to look at the market itself, you can basically tell me, yep, the market is going down, yep, the market is going up. It's quite simple, it's not that difficult at all. Even if I ask a kid to tell me what exactly is happening, it's there. He or she can tell me if it's going up or if it's going down. You can close your eyes, open your eyes, and voila, it's done. On top of it, of course, you see the red candles, the green candles, and I'm sure all of you do know the red means sell, the green means buy, right? Very simple. But there's a lot more to it. It's not just looking at it, we see the market going down or we see market going up. There's a term that we use to identify market movements, okay? Because if you look closely, and if you generally don't know anything about trading, you will see, oh, okay, the market moved down, but suddenly the market started moving up. So what exactly is happening? How can you even make a difference? How would you even know if the market is moving down and suddenly the market shifts and the market moves up? Or like, what's going on? The market was going down, for a period of time, and just like, let's say an hour ago, but then suddenly the market moved. But yeah, if I ask you, you would just generally say, yeah, it's just the market moved, the structure changed, the trend changed. So maybe there are more people buying than selling. So yeah, that's what's happening. But not exactly. Okay, so let me elaborate a bit. Now, if you look at the market, there are three types of movement in the market. One, which you already know, well, two of them. One, market moves up. Two, market moves down. Three, market just doesn't go anywhere. It basically moves sideways. We can call it sideways, we can call it ranging, we can call it consolidating. It doesn't really matter what you want to call it, but yeah. So basically, market is stuck. Okay, now whenever any of these moves are happening, there's a basic understanding that you need, that the market has two key levels. Okay, now these two key levels are key factor when it comes down to looking at the trend of the market. Okay, now those two key levels are a support and a resistance. So let me just draw that out. Okay, there. So this is a support and this is a resistance. Okay, now the market always moves between these two key levels. Okay, very simple. Now, how exactly do you identify? It's very, very simple. When you look at the market itself, you need to understand, let's say there's a candle. Let's say we draw a candle here. Okay, let's say we have a candle and we have this right here. Okay, and if you just generally look at it, we just need the candle to basically match up the lows and the highs. Okay, so the lows, so the low meaning the support, the high meaning the resistance. Very simple. Okay, so the moment you see that, you basically know there's a support and there's a resistance. Now if you head over the chart and we just picked randomly, if you just look here, what you can see is we have market matching up the support. Okay, so we have support here, we have support here, we have support here. I mean, it's not that difficult to identify where the market is being rejected. You know, rejected as in a sense that the market is not pushing below that. Okay, now of course we do see rejections around the wicks that you see here. Now I will elaborate more about them in the coming future, but right now you don't really have to worry about the wicks or the candle, how is it made, how is it shaped, what's happening, this and that, nothing. Okay, right now we are just basically trying to understand the basics of it. Okay, now if we look at it, and if I just do this, and if you focus here, we also have a support where the market a resistance where the market is failing to break above. Okay, so we have a resistance and we have a support. Very simple. Okay, a very simple understanding. Now if you look at this, and if I ask you to identify the market behavior or the movement, you can basically tell me that the market is not going anywhere. I mean, it's not going higher, it's not going below. So we do understand that the market is basically consolidating or ranging or moving sideways. So we have the third movement that I actually mentioned here. Okay, so this is the third movement. So market moving sideways, consolidation, ranging, whatever you wish to call it, doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's what we have here. So we have the resistance, we have the support. Now how do we tell if the market is moving up? Yeah, if you just look at it, you know, with your eyes open, you can clearly tell market is moving up or market is moving down. But what's the term? How do we exactly know if the market is shifting? Now keep in mind the resistance and support are there for a reason. It basically defines that there is a price range where the market is failing to break. Okay, so the market will not break above or below in that zone when you see a resistance and support. But the moment the market does that, then things change. So if the market pushed below the support, so it has broken the support. Okay, now in that sense, what's going to happen is it's going to create a new resistance, and if it's continuing the downtrend, it will break the support again, which was created here. So this was the support. So let me pull this back. So once the market actually broke this support, it actually created a new support. So this became a new support. Then it will create a new resistance. Now if the market needs to continue, it will create a new support again. Okay, that's how you basically know if the market is doing a downtrend. Okay, so if the market is, you know, shifting for a sell-off. Okay, vice versa, if you see market pushing above the resistance, of course it broke the resistance, so it created a new resistance. So in that term, it will create a new support. Okay, and then it will create a new resistance to continue the upward trend. Okay, so when you look at the market, that's how the market is basically moving. Now again, this is not a strategy or whatsoever. This is just a basic understanding on how exactly the market moves. Now for some, this might be completely new, or for some this might be completely basic. Okay, but see, you need to understand this in order to understand how exactly the market moves. All right. So what I want you guys to do now is this. I want you to head over to the charts. I don't want you to care about, how the candles are shaped or whatsoever. Okay. I just want you to find the support, find the resistance, find the resistance, find the support. That's all. Okay. I want you to train yourself to be able to identify these things. Now, in the beginning, it might be difficult. Okay. But as you just, do it over and over again, you will be able to identify where the support and resistance are. Now, of course, in the chart, we are not going to be doing this every single time, like, oh, this is the support, this is the resistance, this is the resistance, this is the support. Of course, we are not going to do that. This is the support, this is the resistance. No, definitely. We don't want our chart to be like this. Definitely not. Okay. But this is just for you to grab the basic understanding of how the market moves, what the market does, and generally when you now look at the chart, you won't be confused why the market is moving in a certain way. So yeah, so this was the foundation of trading. I hope this really helps you guys out. If you have any questions at all, you know what to do. Drop the comment down below. Find me on Instagram, and I will be more than happy to help you out. Till then, next time, inshallah.